Well, hopefully you can hear me over the air conditioner. I'm not turning it off. It's like a little over 100 degrees right now, so you're going to have to deal with it. Okay, I'm going to, you want to, let's see, elevate a line and say dig to that line? Or you just want to elevate points and draw a line on that point, on those points? Okay, there's a couple different options. You can use regular lines, you can use break lines, but I normally, for the most part, just use regular lines, and I'll show you why. Let's start out. First of all, I'm going to show you the long way. This was how I was taught how to do it, and it's looking at it now, it's kind of dumb, but I didn't know any better. Okay, so I was taught how to do this. Shoot a point, shoot another point, and then I would go in and change the elevation or edit that data. Go to elevation here, and I would adjust it as needed, and I would save that. And then once I did that, I would go over to Kogo, create points and arcs, go down to the line function, and I'd select my points, usually in the direction that I was digging, just because I'm lazy and I don't want to reverse the arrows. Now, actually, it's kind of when you look at the, let me see. Let's do it this way. I'll show you why. You can always reverse it, but when I look at the line information, a lot of times I'm looking at this, my slope percent. Okay, I'm going to delete that because I didn't show you something. Delete the line, yes. Now, when it asks you, when you do this, like I just drew a line on 2 points, it says, do you want to delete the points on this line too? Yes, you do, because, see, it leaves the originals. Because when it draws the new line, it actually adds another point on each end, and they'll just start stacking up if you don't. Now, if I were to not delete those points and I redrew another line on here, they would just keep stacking up. So anytime you delete a line like that, get rid of the points from that line too, usually. Okay, we're going to go back to drawing the line on those points. We're going to go to line. Now what I didn't show you was I didn't select whether I wanted the break line or feature line. Okay, I'm going to select a break line anyway. That's what I was using. And I'm going to draw my points there. I'm going to accept that. Okay. Now, I already changed the elevation of that to 0. Let me put those up so you can see them. Okay, so I got different elevations. Now that's where I shot the point, drew the line. The easier way is just to draw the line. Go to new line. You have those options again. You can do break line, regular line. I'm going to use regular line in this case. Shoot that. I'm going to adjust this point to 0 like the other one. Save that. Now we can go into stake line mode. And I can walk along here and you can see it's going to follow that the slope that I made by adjusting those elevations. This one, stake line mode, different type of line, follows the exact same way. Okay, so you can see that there's no difference as far as I know. I mean, I could be wrong, but there's no difference in using the 2 different types of lines. This one's much easier because you're just drawing the line, shooting the points you want. You could still edit them. Okay, but here's the main difference. Why most of the time I just use feature line. So I'm going to go in to my line. I'm going to select a new line. Now I'm going to go back to a break line. And you can see it won't let me cross over another break line. Okay. Let me shoot down here. So I'm not going to cross over that line. Now I'm going to try to cross over the regular line. So it'll let me cross a break line over a regular line. It'll also let me cross a regular line over a break line. It'll let me cross a regular line over another regular line, but you cannot cross two break lines. Okay. That being said, it's up to you on how you use the lines. Like I was saying, I don't believe I mean, I'm sure they have their place in how you would use them, but for what I use them for, either following existing pipes, you know, tops of pipes. Sometimes I'll use those. Sometimes I'll use them for grading, and sometimes I will just draw lines on like our USA marks. But in either case, it usually is beneficial for me anyway, to just use a regular line rather than a break line. That way, if you run into an instance where you have to cross another line, you don't have to, you know, try to cross that line and then stop and then go reselect it again and start again, you know. You just end up with this stupid breaks in there, and then you're not sure what it. That way, you can, if you have one continuous line, you can just select that whole line. Okay, let me go right up here, and since we're in here real quick, let me drop out of it. Okay, say I wanted to connect to any one of these lines. That's where this middle section comes into play, existing line, and you can just pick the one you want that you want to attach to. Okay, and you can take off from there. And you can do that on all the lines. Alright, hopefully you got that all figured out, and just play around with it and you'll see what I'm talking about. You just use what works best for you.